So I was diagnosed with papillary thyroid cancer, which is right here, my scar. That was July 25th, 2005 that I was diagnosed. I had a huge goiter that had popped up. I felt like it was overnight because everybody else noticed it too, all at the same time. And it was just this, almost like an orange size, a goiter is what they call it. I went to have it biopsied and they said, it's suspicious. So we can't really tell if it's anything. The likelihood of you having anything is really rare at your age and this type of cancer. It's just kind of unheard of. So the ball's kind of in your court. If you want to have the surgery, risk, all of those, take those risks and remove your thyroid, which has lifelong effects, and you possibly might not have cancer, or not have the surgery and potentially have cancer and, it spreads. So I waited a while, I guess 2 or 3 months, and then I had the surgery, and I just had this feeling, I just knew I didn't feel right. And I told my mom, I was like, I just have a feeling, and my mom's like, no, it's gonna be fine. I know it's just gonna be fine, and because no parent thinks my child's gonna have cancer, So I went in, I remember it perfectly. I went in at 5 a.m. for surgery, and I think it lasted 8 hours, 8.5 hours, and they had found it. It had spread a little bit, but they removed it. And then a week later, I went into treatments, radioactive iodine, which is like a nuclear medicine. And so you take it orally, and pretty much they lock you in a room and you're not allowed to come out and not allowed to have visitors. So I was 13 and didn't really have an iPhone or anything. So I was bored out of my mind and really sick. I did not feel well at all. And I stayed in there for about 6 days by myself until it was safe for me to be around people, because what was in my body could harm other people. But I went through that and I got into remission, and then a year later it had come back, hot spots had come back. So during my yearly scan, which means that basically your thyroid does everything for your body. It kind of runs your organs, it produces your hormones, it is the reason why your hair grows and your eyesight, and it controls just pretty much about everything. And so when they remove it, they can't always get all of it, and so it can start growing back, and it had started growing back a year later, and so I had to go into treatments again, which at the time, we just kind of, my parents, we didn't know what to do. They were just like, get her well, just do whatever you have to do. But we should have went for a second opinion, because we did go for a second opinion after I had already had my second round of treatments, and we went to MD Anderson, and they were like, we would have never put you through that. We would have never, that was not, that was unnecessary, and now you're gonna have a lot of issues from it. And I did, just a lot of long-term effects from the treatments that I've had to face. So that was difficult, because you just don't know what to do when you're in that moment and stuff. So, but I've been in remission since 2007, and I have a mass that we just found in December, but right now we're just watching it, and I feel the best I've felt in a really long time, which is great. So,
thank you for watching A Wise Way. Subscribe to stay updated, share to pass the knowledge, or view our other videos on the left.